Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. I mean, from the one I did last night talking about will I marry a Jewish woman or an unbeliever? What's that come out of? Well, really, it's the point of, my experience of Christian women is that they don't have joy. Joy is the thing. Joy is the key. Joy is, it's the most beautiful thing when you see it in someone. I mean, well, before I did this one, I was just thinking back. Have I seen joy in anyone? I thought, yeah. The day Mrs. B stood next to me. In her, yeah. I mean, even like, we went outside and she was talking about her testimony and the fact she doesn't swear anymore and all that, and you could just see there was excitement there. There was joy. There was excitement. She was on fire on that day, and so I have seen a woman, therefore, full of joy at that time. But generally speaking, you just don't see it. You just don't see it. I mean, it shows what Christian marriage is like for most, because they walk around looking miserable. The ones that are married, they're walking around looking bloody miserable. So, excuse me, you're supposed to be incredibly happily married. You walk around as if you've got the whole bloody world on your shoulders. And that's... But in the lady that God basically said to me in the church, well, I felt God was saying, that would be my wife, when she said she was in the army in America, that made sense. She has a sort of sternness about her. That's just the impression I got from her, but she has joy like most, but she doesn't seem full. Being full is what she needs to be. Well, that's the impression I got, is that that makes sense. But again, with her, she's a very attractive lady. Very attractive, and she has got a lovely smile when she smiles, but there's just that lack of joy, because you see, joy is something that's there whether you're speaking to someone who you really like or not. So with some people, you can see they have that their face lights up when they see someone that they haven't seen for a while, and that should be all the time. Your face should be lighting up all the time. When you hear a song or as I say, joy is incredibly important. It's an incredibly important thing to move forward in, because there are going to be difficulties, not just difficulties in the marriage as a couple, but there will be, because it takes a long time to get to know people, and there are going to be things about our personalities that are going to irritate each other. That's the reality. But if you're full of joy, that irritation is not an issue. You can move past that. It doesn't become something massive. But when there's no joy, that irritation can become something massive. And it's like, no. Joy is incredibly important. I'm going to move on to a second subject here. One thing that I am challenging now, because I spoke about the other day about the narrator in your head. So, okay, there's walking in faith, and there's seeing what your faith can see, and then there's fantasy. fantasy faith is incredibly dangerous. Because this is the stuff that God isn't going to do, but the stuff that you believe that God is going to do. And, believing in that is great because, to a certain degree, you have great faith. You believe that God will do these incredible things. But it is an incredible thing that God is not going to do. And then when God doesn't do it, you fall, and you fall hard. I mean, what happened on Tuesday hit me harder than I've been hit probably for about a year. And now I'm at a stage now where I don't believe the dogs are coming back. I believe they've probably been rehomed by the SSPCA. But even last night, I was just, I felt very low last night. And just saying to God when I lay down to sleep that, I expect my life is going to be... I just said to him, I don't think that you think that I've been through enough. I don't think you'll ever think I've been through enough. And where does that come from? That comes from the devil. It doesn't come from God. That's the devil saying that God doesn't really love you. That God doesn't understand you and all this stuff, which is complete BS. But again, that's partly down to believing in these incredible, beautiful fantasy areas of faith, where there are things that God can do. Yeah. But the problem is, everything says he's not going to do it. Everything says he's not going to do it. Every single time that I stand believing that God's going to do something, the reality says no. 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 And, It's quite funny actually. Bianca said the other day, she loves my trusting heart that even when things don't make sense, I'm still trusting. Not anymore. I'm finding that incredibly difficult right now. Well, as I say, I mean, the whole idea of when I say that my dogs are my family, people think, oh, he's just saying that, like people say, oh, dogs are part of your family. No. Rejected by mother before, well, basically, upon understanding of conception. Father rejected me because, he met another woman. And, that relationship was just beginning. He didn't want some kid to come and mess it up. Okay. Then I had an auntie and uncle who were basically fostering me, but then pretending that they wanted me, basically using me to make themselves look better in the family. Oh, look what we're doing. We're taking care of his kid. Well, they weren't taking care of me in any way, shape or form, but they were using that. Yeah. And so the only family I've ever had were my dogs. They're my family. Giving me completely and utterly unconditional love. For someone who's never had anything like that, they were my everything. So for my solicitor to think that 6 months good behaviour, so I get admonished rather than punished. I said I wouldn't swear on videos anymore, but even thinking of that, the foul language that is on the tip of my tongue that I want to scream out. Yeah. So, yeah, I was saying to God earlier that I think, because of what happened on Tuesday, I've taken a bigger fall. That's probably the biggest fall I've had in the past year. And I've had some falls in the past year, yeah. But that's going to be the biggest, I think. That has knocked me. Well, on Friday, and I still haven't recovered from it yet. Well, actually, the issue now, I suppose, is because of the fact that the person from the SSPCA said, although he didn't know for certain, said it's most likely my dog's having me home now. And yeah, I mean, yesterday was, after that phone call, was just a time again where I'm saying to God, okay, I want you to take the SSPCA and destroy it. Yeah. Well, I was saying to God yesterday about it, that if it was the other way around, if I was God and these were your dogs and these people were doing this to you, I would be seriously offended that these people were stealing your animals, stealing your family. And basically putting a massive, two fingers up to you. I said, I would want to. I would want to destroy them. However, I then had to say, but you can see the big picture, I can't. And that's the thing when it comes down to it. That is the thing when it comes down to it, is that we can't see that. We can only see what we can see. And at the moment, I can only see that. Well, look, as I said before, is it right for me to be angry with the SSPCA? What they did, God has used their nature, their disgusting, despicable, judgmental, horrific nature. But God has used that. So God has chosen them to do this. If that's the case, can I really have a go at them about that? No. Would I be happy for this organisation to take a smack as a result, and even to get the public attention on how disgusting they are? Yeah. I'd happily do that, yeah. Well, because, if they're going to be responsible for dealing with other people and their animals, I don't trust them in any way, shape or form. I don't think they are trustworthy to do that. But that doesn't help with regards to my situation. And so, but that situation, again, I'm just going to have to leave it to God and say that I've got no idea what is the case. And, I said way back that I don't know if the dogs are supposed to be part of my future. They were supposed to be part of my past. The problem is now I'm in that situation now where I think that I'm going to find out. Yeah. It's far more difficult than just speaking about it. Yeah. Now we're coming to the reality of the situation. It's a lot harder to deal with. Well, because, that's where people say. I was speaking to that Colin yesterday about it, and he said, oh, but you had so many dogs. Yeah, but why? Yeah, because I knew that to most people with dogs, who have got a husband or wife and children, and the dog is an addition to the family, when that dog dies, it's still horrendous for them. But when that dog is your husband, wife, children, and they die, it means you're losing every effing part of your family. It's like I knew when Molly goes, oh my God, that would be horrendous. She's my number one. I knew that when she dies, that would be just horrendous because she's my number one. Yeah? I absolutely love her to bits, Molly Carey. Yeah. But then the idea was, if I keep one of her last litter, and then, I keep one of their last litter, then I'm in a situation that when she does die, I've got her child, I've got her puppy, and her grandpuppy to look after. So therefore, I can't be destroyed by it, because I've got to look after those. That was the idea. That's why there was more dogs. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. So I don't know. I mean, what's going to happen? I have no idea. I honestly don't know. Time will tell. We'll find out pretty soon, I guess. Could find out today if the SSPCA phone me up. Get back to me from the phone call yesterday. Yeah. But with regards to wife situation, I mean, put it this way, do I think there's going to be one? No, probably not. But if there is, then certainly joy is an incredibly important part of what I'm going to need in her personality. See ya. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.